You might consider discipline is all about willpower, about forcing yourself to keep going no matter what. But here's the secret which no one tells you. That kind of discipline is a lie, a trap that drains you, breaks you, and makes you feel like a failure every single day. What if I told you the real secret to discipline isn't about pushing harder? It's about something so simple you've been missing it all along. A truth so powerful it can break the cycle of guilt, burnout, and frustration. Today I want to share a story of a man who thought he was weak, broken, and destined to fail. He wanted to change, but every time he tried, life crushed him. He was ready to give up, until one quiet moment, everything shifted. By the end of this story, you'll understand what discipline truly means. Not just how to try harder, but how to build a life where discipline becomes natural, effortless, and unstoppable. If you've ever felt like quitting, like you're not enough, or like discipline isn't just for you, then this story is for you. So stay with me, because what comes next could change everything. Adam was 27 when his life felt like a constant fight he could never win. Every morning he woke up filled with hope that today would be different. But every night he went to bed crushed by the weight of his own broken promises. He wasn't lazy, far from it. He cared deeply, but caring wasn't enough. He wanted to change, desperately. But no matter how hard he pushed, his willpower ran out like sand slipping through his fingers. He tried waking up early to exercise, but his bed felt heavier every day. Not just with sleep, but with shame. He made plans to start his business, but distractions swallowed his time and energy. He told himself, tomorrow will be better, but tomorrow never came. He lived in the loop of guilt, dreaming of better days, but doing nothing to get there. Each failure felt like a quiet betrayal of himself, and the more he failed, the louder the voice in his head screamed, "You're not good enough." He watched others move forward while he stood still, frozen by doubt. And the worst part is, he hid it all behind a smile. He was the one who cracked jokes, who helped others, who never let it show. But late at night, when the world went silent and he'd feel alone with his thoughts, the mask came off. He'd stare at the ceiling whispering, "Why can't I change?" Because discipline, real discipline, felt impossible. And in his heart, he feared it wasn't meant for people like him. One rainy evening, after a day filled with mistakes and missed chances, Adam sat quietly on the edge of his bed. His phone buzzed, and without thinking, he began scrolling. Then this took place, a short quote on a faded background. Discipline isn't about willpower. It's about the small choices you don't have to force. He blinked, read it again, and something shifted. For the first time, he didn't feel inspired. He felt understood. This wasn't another motivational buzzword. This was a mirror. He realized he wasn't failing because he lacked strength, but because he kept choosing hard paths with no support. The next morning, he didn't set 5 alarms. He didn't write a long to-do list. He stretched for 5 minutes. He wrote one sentence. So small, it almost felt like cheating. But that's why it worked. No pressure, no guilt, just one simple action. And he repeated it, and then again. Not because he was strong, but because it was simple. And for the first time in years, he didn't feel like a failure. He felt free. Weeks passed, then months. Those small habits became part of his rhythm. He didn't have to push himself anymore. He just showed up. 5 minutes turned into 10. 10 turned into a half hour. His business idea, once trapped in his head, began to unfold. A page became 5. A plan became reality. Each step felt good, not because of the outcome, but because he was finally moving. But it wasn't always smooth. Some mornings he still felt heavy. The voice of doubt didn't disappear. It just got quieter. But now he had momentum. And momentum is a powerful thing. He started designing his world, putting his journal on the table, hiding his phone in another room, drinking water first thing, not scrolling. He made his environment work for him, not against him. And most importantly, he learned to celebrate every small win, not just big wins. Every single day he showed up, he said, "Well done," because that's how you build trust with yourself. Not with perfection, but with presence. Here's the truth Adam uncovered, and it's one most people never stop long enough to realize. Willpower is a flame. Habits are the firewood. You can't live off willpower. It burns too fast. And when it fades, what are you left with? Nothing, unless you've built habits that carry you forward. That's why so many people fall. They expect themselves to be strong every day. They confuse force with growth, and when they fail, they blame themselves. But Adam learned something different. Discipline isn't strength, it's structure. It's not a heroic effort. It's a human system. It's in the way you stack your mornings, the way you limit your options, the way you protect your energy. He wasn't a superhuman, he was just human in the most powerful way. And you can be too. You don't need a dramatic comeback. You don't need a 5 a.m. miracle routine. You just need to start where you are, as you are. Pick one small habit. Just one. Make it obvious, make it effortless, make it attractive, and make it satisfying. Then keep it consistent. That's it. Also, drink a glass of water. Write one sentence. Stretch for 30 seconds. Do it today and again tomorrow. Miss a day? That's okay. Real discipline isn't about never missing. It's about never quitting. Build your world to support you. Put your shoes by the door. Delete the app that steals your time. Make the right choice, the easy choice. And here's the most important part. Celebrate every time, even if it's small. Because those wins, they're the seeds of trust. And trust is where transformation begins. Over time, your identity will shift from someone who struggles to someone who shows up. That shift, that's everything. At the end, remember this. Discipline isn't about willpower. It's about small choices made simple, repeated without struggle. If you've ever felt like giving up, like you're not strong enough, know this story is the proof you can change. Start small, be patient. Your discipline will grow. Quietly, naturally, powerfully. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, because sometimes the smallest shift can change a life. Subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want more real stories that speak to your soul, not to your ego. Your journey doesn't begin with motivation. It begins with a decision. Make it now.